Hello, my precious wandering souls, and welcome back to I was about to say Phoenix Wright. No, Miles Edgeworth AceAttorney investigations. I hadn't noticed before, but the background is different. We have Edgeworth's office here. So last episode, we started the game and there was a murder at Edgeworth's office. That's kind of unfortunate. And this guy, this prosecutor, is trying to accuse... He first tried to accuse Gumshoe of committing a crime. And we proved that it could have been Gumshoe, and now he's trying to accuse Maggie. So, not on my watch, asshole. And, what else? So yeah, Turnabout Visitor. Is this the first file I saved? Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's go. The saving system is a bit different here, so I'm a bit confused. March 14, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway.
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True. So then, what now?
Looks like my life's falling into yet another gigantic ditch. Oh no, here it comes. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Alright, Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway, begin investigation. There's a basketball? Can I talk to Maggie? No, I wanna talk to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the cartoon, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by Miles Edgeworth. No, she wasn't cross-examined, right? No, she wasn't cross-examined when we defended her. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with X. Yeah. First, let's do that. What about my prosecutor's badge? That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. That's so mean. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on, just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. She was part of the police force after all. What about this? I'm just a lonely security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. It's like talking to another Gumshoe. They're made for each other. The gun? Nope, nothing. The safe, maybe? Nope. What about the files? Nope. I guess she's going to tell me something about the master key. Alright, So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back around at around 2:30 a.m. So it was a window of an hour and a half, possibly more. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Alright. Master key was stolen. This key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30 a.m. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. That was very irresponsible from you, Maggie. She used the master key, but for what? Profiles? Do you know anything about the victim? Oh, I can't. I wanted to present the profile, but it doesn't let me. Alright, tell me about the victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Fate was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Fate ever did was pass him the ball, sir. That's disappointing. Oh. Yeah, he keeps the vibes that he's like pompous, bratty guy.
On second thought, I don't think I'd have fared enough well with them.
Use the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Who? I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right?
What is it?
That's right, I just remember. The prosecutor who forgot his key was Portsman, right? It was Mr. Portsman, sir.
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly.
Aye, forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him?
No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
Oh. I see. And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight.
Use the master key. This key was used to unlock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m.
Talk about suspicious.
I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Alright, and finally, you, Maggie Bird.
Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
alert to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Yeah, right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Oh, there it goes. Ah, the poor girl. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to name a criminal just when I've become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help.
Alright. We talked to Maggie, showed her stuff. Why is there a basketball here? Actually, first, can I talk to Gumshoe? Gumshoe? Hello? Oh, I forgot. X.
Yes, sir.
Oh no, I guess it's like when you go to the office in Phoenix's games. You talk to your assistant like, hey, so any ideas? So I guess nothing here. Alright, what is this thing? Oh god, that's Payne! Oh my god, that's Prosecutor Payne right there! Okay, I need to go talk to him in a moment. What is a basketball doing here?
That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis.
And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Yeah. Hello, mysterious policeman. Is everything alright?
Yes, sir. You must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds.
Congratulations, but I was scared about this hallway and this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Not for the reasons you are thinking.
Yeah, one thing, like, Gumshoe is like really bulky. How is he still that bulky even if he doesn't eat? It's Payne!
It looks like you're in quite...
Oh, it looks like you're quite a pain to Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post haste.
Sounds like a messy case you got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? No one remembers Payne. Sometimes I even forget that he exists. What is a basketball hoop doing here?
Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago?
So when and why was it moved indoors?
I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently.
Drag it?
I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself.
We're on the 12th floor! All the way up to the 12th floor? God. Sofa, I guess? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Take a shot every time Edgeworth says that. Or not, you might end up wasted. Oh wait, there's something here. What's that? Eh, the missing file. It's
Ah, isn't this that missing Zero series file, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody errors mark is clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine.
Huh?
They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
Then that means the thief must have also wanted a file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
Do I have to check anything else? What do I have here? Let's see. Oh, I got the file, right. Maybe I have to check logic, because I talked to Maggie, I talked to Gumshoe, I talked to random policeman NPC, so I guess we go through logic. Well, I mean, master key was stolen, the key went missing, and use the master key, right? Right? Let's see. Yeah. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. The gumshoe, what's it called? The gumshoe thing. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Ah, alright. Miss Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Mr. Portsman's office. So what do I have to do with... Oh no, this is in the organizer. I thought it was a piece of logic. Alright, what else? Door? No, this is my door, right? Okay, I guess since this has the basketball hoop next to it, this must be Portsman's office, right? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The doorknob? I guess? The door is locked tight.
Hehe, I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them.
Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is.
Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Damn. Oh, maybe I can deduce? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Oh, right. Portsman's office. Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight?
Huh? You know, you're right.
Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I am certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means what, sir?
It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
She opened a different door, but how can you prove that?
There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine this. Prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob, prints on the number plate. On the doorknob, because if Maggie pretended that she locked it, the doorknob must have her fingerprints, right? The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything.
Hey you! Yeah, you pal! Do us a favor and see what you can leave from this, okay? So, what did you find out?
There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective.
Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Fate's prints on the doorknob.
Huh. But then... so only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive.
Huh? I'm lost, sir.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Maggie's. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie's prints, because if she touched the doorknob, they must be there.
Take that!
Take that! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent?
You mean...
Yes, the door that that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Aha! Updated! Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. What have we here? Oh, there's something sticking out of it. Yeah, Edgeworth, we won't rest until we inspected everything. This thingy right here, what is it? What is this?
Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see... oh, there's something written on it.
I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. That's the name of the victim. It looks like a note from the victim.
Yeah, it's for Mr. Portsman.
Aye, okay. Found out at the door for the absent Mr. Portsman. So... do I... oh hey! I didn't see this before. It's... moved, I guess. What's this?
What are you looking at, sir? Oh hey, how about a game?
No gumshoe. That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off.
Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk.
The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd really take note of this. Basketball hoop. It's sitting in front of Portsman's office. There are signs that it's been moved. So... I don't think I can deduce anything else. Basketball? Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match.
Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis... it doesn't matter what sport it is. His game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball, ho.
That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective.
You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. But, Mr. Portsman, someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing.
I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Oh, I thought we would get something about it, but I guess not. So this is Portsman's office, and then... Is this my door? We inspected, I guess we checked the doorknob. I don't see any signs of forced entry.
And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir.
Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob?
Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. White, they think.
Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Oh, okay. Oh, that was short. Or maybe no, it's been almost half an hour. I was like, hold on a second, that was pretty short. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely.
Huh? How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth.
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. Yeah, it makes sense. What? Mr. Portsman?
I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too.
Sure, Gumshoe, sure.
I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir.
That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. You're so dramatic. Alright. March 14, 5:12 AM, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir.
Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Oh my god. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this.
Whoa!
Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe.
End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now.
Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Sportsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who have even thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Oh, you didn't just bring up von Karma. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using is that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that, too, will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Alright, bring it up. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. Alright, what do you have? I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Okay, let's see. I have no idea what sort of event. There's a mountain of evidence. I think it's here.
Hold it!
Hold it! Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yes, raise an objection. You claim to have no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. The master key.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger, because you had Maggie do it. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. Why so nervous? That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. You asked Maggie Bird.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? Yeah, sure. But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I think I have an idea. I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. And that's precisely the problem. He probably changed the number plates and pretended that this was his office. So he's like, oh, I forgot my key. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her, to fool her into thinking that what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used the one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room? The basketball hoop, right? Do I have it here? Oh, no. Do I have the basketball hoop? Oh yeah, I do. Alright, you use this.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. Because there were signs that it was moved. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Ah! Yeah, so the mark on the floor where it looked like it wasn't. I'm guessing he moved it, and since I think it was Gumshoe who said that that thing was like really, really heavy, so that's why it left that mark. That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicions on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Alright. Conjecture rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have something to present. I think it was is it the office or is it the note? So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. I guess I should present the note, because if I remember correctly, the note says something like, oh, I guess you're not here, so I'll just leave. Here. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Are you sure about that, buddy?
Objection!
That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Yeah, but her prints were not found on the doorknob.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And I definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped cleaned off. Yeah, I wonder why. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faye found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faye to silence him. and I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. Yeah?
It just was so funny, pal.
Is that his breakdown? Is that it? Well, that looks of the seriousness on the face of his office's finest prosecutor. Bleh. Of this office's finest prosecutor. God, why is that so hard to say? As he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, it's simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can really confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Oh, we're claiming misophobia, I see. Which is why I wiped the doorknob, the knob down as soon as I could after you opened my door. The door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only James and my own prints will be under.
You made that up just now, didn't you?
Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. No, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can prove that, can you? I mean... Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can prove that he didn't simply overlooked it. Do we have any way? Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, did you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. What did you just come up with? Like... Lies. Again, of course. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Honestly, I have no idea what to present or where to press, so I guess I just press everything. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around what you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe?
Sir, yes sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down at Criminal Affairs said they saw him at around 2 AM.
You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradiction point in his alibi somewhere. So I guess I just press everything. If memory serves, you came back to his office. Hold it. You are correct. It was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and I make no mistake. It was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had an unfortunate confrontation accompanied with the culprit. Hold it! It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? We were like not facing the guy, and we didn't turn around, so I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But at exactly that time I was done in criminal affairs. Hold it! So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the prison. And asked around, my shield the other detectives to corroborate my story is the perfect alibi. Hold it?
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ah! Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face?
Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there!
Sir!
Please, escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle.
Maggie!
Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. You know who else turns situations around? If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? Oh, logic piece. Mr. Portsman's alibi, the intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? We need to check logic. I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Alright, let's see. We got this one, right? The maid could not have been Portsman. The who could it have been? Definitely only going to play in here. Huh. Wait, of course! His alibi and the handgun, right? Yes! There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Fate of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Oh yeah, the jacket is very important. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Fate's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Another visitor. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors in my office tonight. I guess since these are the only 2 pieces left, files in this array and another visitor. Right? Yay! Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by a second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumption regarding this case.
Great, so you finally come to your senses. Yeah, I'm so getting you arrested, dude. Nobody commits, as he say, nobody commits a murder in my office. Alright. Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying?
This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
What do you mean?
The person I ran into was just your average thief.
A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
He's speaking so slow because his brain is going at 1,000 miles per hour.
Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight.
What do you mean, two?
It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know.
If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time.
So then, this will be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right?
Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith.
But why did Mr. Fate come into your room, sir?
He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was us, so he came into this office to check it out.
Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Fate probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him live alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Fate's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Fate for catching him in the act of stealing.
Yeah?
This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind.
You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that?
Well, if things were as simple as that, then all will be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated.
There was another? Sorry, I saw Gumshoe and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make Gumshoe's voice, but it was Portsman.
There was another?
Visitor, sir?
Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thieves found their prize.
The stolen zero file, right, sir?
Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun, and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter.
So the shells getting messed up twice with the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times.
Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Postman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we know now that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal?
Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything.
Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all.
But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Stop speaking so slow. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Stop speaking so slow. Your supposition that I was the first visitor.
Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can let him get away with that, sir.
But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir.
I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must.
You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Alright, Postman's Alibi, Part 2. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down on criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know that what happened around here after I left. Huh. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. I think I know where to press. The thief should be a real suspect, when you say. Should be a little look at the thief, they might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself. I think it's here. Yeah. Hold it?
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Fate? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let it slip through the cracks. He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant, that are related to yesterday's case. Huh. Do I have anything to present? Can I check this? 3 pieces of evidence! Wait! But Portsman says 2. Huh. Should I present this?
Objection!
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. Ah, it says that Mr. Frey was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe, to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. He can't do math. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. The Detective Gumshoe.
You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe.
Don't come any closer, I'm warning you.
This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me.
No!
Hey, what's this?
Oh, what's the videotape?
He had this on him, sir.
Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide.
But why would he hide something like that?
There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as a real killer. Edgeworth uses so many fancy words. It's such a big difference from Phoenix. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the date that will drive the last nail into this coffin. Wait! Oh! Blood? Blood?
Ah, that's blood, isn't it?
Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. I was just gonna spin it like, yeah, but I guess not. This blood is still fresh.
You mean this might be Detective Faye's blood?
No, you've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious! Was it at the moment of this death? Did Detective Faye have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Oh, actually, not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Ah! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Fate. No, impossible! I am. Did he eat the metal? Was it a real metal? Or was it chocolate? March 14, 5:47 a.m. Hive Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Body Fate, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back to the text on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back, and it was definitely Mr. Fate's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to leave a few of Mr. Fate's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in that murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
Oh, it was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through, yeah. I consider myself lucky that I was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
That's the spirit. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt?
Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir.
Forged evidence, huh?
And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever we got near the topic, he just clapped up.
Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something.
This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, I'd certainly lend credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this.
Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy?
I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence.
Oh, the files, of course.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Yes?
I came across this while I was processing your officer earlier, sir.
Huh? Discard.
What is it, sir? Is there a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective.
Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about.
Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back.
What? Let me see.
It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files.
Why would they put the location? So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Huh. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. For some reason, I'm speaking really slow. The end of the first episode, that is. Yippee! Oh god. Oh, I got an achievement. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna stop recording right now. Man, that guy that was one interesting breakdown. So I'm gonna stop recording now. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.